Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Happy Sunday! I hope y'all are having a wonderful day thus far. This is the review for the last episode of Family or Fiance that just aired on yesterday. I was gonna do it last night, but I was like, no, let me just go somewhere and sit down. Let me go to sleep. Because my sleeping patterns, like I said before, have been really off. So I was like, let me try to get some sleep and just get what I can get, and then when I get up, I'll just do it. So before I get into that, I'll show y'all my shirt. It is Black History Month, 365 days of the year, and what, 366 with a leap year like it is this year. So this is the shirt that I have. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I get stuff like this throughout the year, and I will continue to rock stuff like this throughout the year because it just is what it is. It is Black History Month every day. Like, y'all gonna learn. So anyway, this episode is surrounding the couple, Sherry and Micah. They got engaged after like around 5 months of knowing one another. They met at work. He sat down to eat lunch. She sat in front of him and they started talking, and they've been pretty much inseparable, since then. And it's like one day he woke up, he looked over at her and was like, yeah, I gotta marry her. We ain't got a ring and all that stuff. They've gone and like they did the most already. So I'm like, okay, y'all, this is gonna be a crazy episode. I really think so. See, they've kind of gotten me before with these previews, but I think this is really gonna be a rough episode. So while the families are en route, they're having the meeting, and Tracy, of course, congratulates them on their engagement and all that other stuff. And she finds out, how the engagement went down. And, it was just like, for her to say out of her own mouth, he proposed to me, I was happy, but at the same time, I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind, what is my family going to think? Her brother ain't here for him, and he has already told her that I think he's a weak man. He don't provide. Like, I don't see the point. Later on, we are going to see that one of his cousins ain't here for her because he thinks that she's bougie and like it's just high maintenance or whatever. It's gonna be crazy. So he's gonna do like I think he's gonna do like a 20 questions type situation, and she's gonna do truth pong, which is a play on beer pong. But the people are gonna be able to ask what they want to ask and get to know her, and the same goes for him. So he is going to have to provide them with a 5-year plan because they basically see him as a lazy person. He does not provide financially. And it's like, off rip, you ain't even bringing nothing to the table. You know what I'm saying? I understand you want to live out your dream, y'all. He wants to be a rapper and all this other stuff. And he works part-time. He don't do nothing, basically. And she's already voiced how she struggles with the bills because money isn't coming in like that, and you shouldn't be struggling like that. It's 2 of y'all. There are 2 of y'all, and you trying to get married. Like, you already ain't bringing nothing to the table. Like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just to be realistic, one of the main, if not the main reasons that marriages fail is because of the financial aspect. So let's just be real when it comes to that. I ain't about money and all that stuff, but I want to have security. I want to be able to say my bills are paid, especially if I have somebody else that I'm living with. I'm married to this person and we struggling. We both working and we struggling. Like, come on now. That's no way to live. So no. They're going to have to do a 5-year plan. He's going to have to provide them with a 5-year plan so they can understand, what you're really doing. Because as of right now, they see him as a bum. They see him as lazy. And his folks see her as just this princess who is bougie, and they don't understand what's going on. His mama done already went off and was like, all I know is it the same one? I got to make sure. I think she is the one who was like, I don't want to hear nobody say nothing negative about my son. And I'm like, girl, I despise, let me say, not say hate. I despise when people are so up their child's behind that when their child is wrong, no matter how wrong you know they are and how much they need to be corrected, you ain't gonna do it. Or you have a problem if somebody brings up what the truth is. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I despise when people do that. And it's like, girl, aren't you embarrassed that you got a whole man child basically out here that ain't doing nothing, and a woman is basically taking care of him? You know what I'm saying? We live in a society where if it's not 50-50, you normally see the man being the one out here handling business. And a lot of men, their egos are bruised when their woman is out here doing more than them, bringing in more money and supporting them. Now, if y'all have that agreement, I mean, I guess that's fine or whatever, but I would hate to be a man and see my woman out here struggling, trying to support us when I'm out here fully capable of working a full-time job, but I choose to work part-time because I think my raggedy career gonna blow up out of nowhere. Now, I guess I missed how old he is. I understand sometimes it's never too late. Sometimes you look up, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like after a certain age, you need to go somewhere and sit down. Especially if it comes to choosing between you living and actually being able to really provide for your family without having to sit up here and be like, hey, where's my next meal going to come from? Is this bill going to be late? You know, are we going to get evicted because of my dream? Like, you're doing too much if it comes down to that. And you grown out here. It ain't like you 19 years old. You can look at him and tell he ain't no 19-year-old or nothing like that. So I'm just like, okay, what is going on with that? It's just too much pressure already. 5 months in, that's too much. Y'all, I think the best friend of the bride went first to voice her concerns. And she basically was like, well, I feel like y'all going too fast. And I don't know if you're just saying yes to this because you know, basically are desperate. I don't know. I kind of feel like you're settling. His mama looked at her like, oh, I know. I told y'all, his mama was like, I ain't here for none of this. Y'all, a bomb was dropped during this meeting. Forget everything else that was said. Girl, y'all, one of the people was like, I feel like this situation ain't what it need to be because I feel like the only reason why you proposed is because you were in the doghouse, and the only way you was gonna get out the doghouse is if you felt like you need to do something drastic, and the drastic thing was for you to do this. And I mean, like her side of the family looking like, wait a minute, baby, and everybody on his side of the family already knew what it was, and so they instantly feel like, okay, you over here withholding information. And we feel left out of the loop because his folks all know about all this. But we don't know nothing. Like, okay, you were holding out on us for a reason, girl. You already knew that you was wrong. That's why you holding out. So they already in their feelings. So forget the rest of whatever what was said that was in that. But that was like one of the main things. Like, y'all already starting off on the wrong foot. It's going too fast. And you proposing to get out of the doghouse. You know what's amazing to me? Kind of like piggybacking sort of on what I said earlier, it amazes me how his family will look sideways at people who are speaking the truth as far as how he ain't bringing nothing to the table. Micah is not bringing anything to the table because he want to sit up here and live out his rap dream that he's always had his whole life. It ain't popped off yet. It probably ain't. And it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. Y'all have heard so many stories about how these people have gotten screwed over. What makes you think you're going to be somehow different? And I really wish that they would throw something up there so we can see what he sound like. Because they probably ain't even hitting on that. Like, that's what kills me. People like that be really setting it off like they everything and they be trash. And I'm just like, your priorities are in the wrong place. Yes, I understand you have your passion for whatever, but you need to think about the here and now. You over here, you have the audacity to propose to somebody, and you ain't got nothing to offer. You don't have anything to offer to the relationship at this point, except stress. Don't nobody need no stress. We don't need added stress. The women or the men in black relationships do not need added stress. We are dying from all that crap. We don't need all this heart all the stuff that contributes to heart issues. We don't need to add stress. That is too much. Don't nobody have time. So it just amazes me how his family really will side eye and like mean mug people who are like genuinely concerned because he ain't bringing nothing in. Like, that is a major thing. You can't just sit up here and be like, yep, I'm just bringing sex to the table. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the sex is good or something. I don't understand what's going on. Like, why are you so infatuated? Maybe the best friend does have a point when it comes to her, kind of looking like, well, maybe it ain't gonna never happen for me. Let me just go ahead and do that, kind of doing it out of desperation, so to speak. Girl, no. So the best friend and somebody from his folks, his best friend or whoever it is, they're talking outside playing pool, and apparently, I guess one of the reasons why he was in the doghouse is because he was out here flirting with other people and texting and emailing some random heifer or heifers, and he is in his feelings because she dances and she went to some dance studio and she was dancing with older guys, and apparently she likes older guys, and he has expressed to her how he feels about that, but she just gonna do what she want to do. So I'm like, okay, y'all already got too many issues going on. Why are you proposing? You ain't got your life together. And why are you accepting the proposal when you know you like something that is not even him? Like, I don't know what's going on. It kind of does seem like she might be settling because she like, ooh, somebody want me. Ooh, he proposed. Ooh, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. So his family and all that, they are still sticking with the she bougie. And his mama done went off to my some, yeah, they are bougie because all they do is talking about what he can't do for her and all. Okay, but he's supposed to bring something to the table. Don't be sitting up here trying to propose to nobody. You ain't got nothing. You literally have nothing to offer. I'm still trying to understand why she is accepting this proposal when you literally have nothing to offer, sir. Like, no. Your family is wrong for that. No. Okay, y'all. So just in case you haven't paid attention or you didn't catch it, I'm watching it and pausing it and whatever. Y'all, so literally one of her folks said exactly what I said, which is that the divorce rates are high because of financial difficulties. Like, don't nobody have time. Y'all, we find out the bills that he actually pays are cable and water and basically that's it. And that ain't nothing, sir. That ain't nothing. Like, what are you talking about? You don't need cable, to be honest. I mean, it's nice. It's not a necessity. You need a house. You know what I'm saying? Water is almost free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, no, I can't. I cannot. And like, his people are still trying to get down to what's going on because they're like, well, your folks over here making it seem like he ain't good enough for you. It ain't coming from you. It's just the way your folks coming at him. And I'm like, but he ain't good enough really at this point because don't nobody have time. I mean, his mama or somebody was like, well, maybe y'all need to push the wedding back until, he can really be able to provide his music and all that stuff to take off. It's like, who is to say that's going to ever happen? Like, what is we doing? He ain't paying no bills. Like, no, he ain't helping. And I mean, she said a lot of the time he can't even do nothing. He can't even help. She out here paying all the bills. Like, she might as well be by herself. Why you moving in with her? And you ain't got nothing going on. You over here mooching. You over here leeching off of somebody else. You ain't got nothing to offer. Why are you here? Why did you... I'm trying to understand, girl, why did you accept this proposal? Like, it's really seeming like in your mind, you just feel like, okay, ain't nobody else gonna propose to me. I'm getting older. I might as well take whatever is thrown at me. Like, girl, why are you settling? Like, please don't sit up here and settle for this foolishness because I don't see a prize. I don't see a prize. Maybe you see something I don't, but I don't see a prize. Y'all, her folks ain't playing no games. They were like, look here, we got this prenup. Sign this. Just sign this. Let us know it's real. So he was like, I'm going to sit on it, or do y'all want me to sign it now, or do y'all have a pen? They were like, oh, we have a pen. So he signed the prenup. So we going to see how it go after all of that is presented to her because she probably going to be in her feelings. So it turns out that she knew full well that they were going to come at him with this prenup. And he realizes why they having dinner. So they talking about it. Y'all, they done went to the little confessional. She done went off a little bit. She was like, it's crazy to me how your family don't know that I'm the one carrying the weight. I'm the one supporting us. And it's like, you're making it seem like you're doing all this stuff that you're not. And all he could do was do what? Sit there. Because she's supporting you. Like, it kills me. It kills me. Like, I cannot. Like, he really sitting up here like he is really doing it. He really acting like he doing something, but he ain't doing nothing but contributing to the issues. She out here struggling, trying to keep them afloat because she's taking care of a grown man. Like, no, girl, why? And I mean, she was like, you don't understand. I'm like, girl, you killing yourself for no reason. No, stop. Girl, if you don't get somewhere, sit down. Y'all, his mama. I cannot with these braggedy mama. I'm sorry. I can't. She's acting like she has the traits of a raggedy mama at this point. Like I said, I hate the people who sit up there and support their child when they're wrong. So to me, that is a raggedy mama. I'm sorry, but whatever. She out here trying to tell her, well, after 2 months, because they had an off again, on again, they broke up for a little while or whatever, and he came out of nowhere trying to get out of the doghouse by proposing to her. So she was like, well, you could have said no. So basically, y'all both was wrong, and you can't make it seem like it's just all his fault. And it's like, girl, forget all that. The point is, they supposed to be together. He ain't bringing nothing to the table, and you ain't got nothing to say on his behalf as far as that is concerned. All you here for is, oh, okay, I feel like y'all using my son. Why? How dare y'all present my son with a prenup? What you mean? He ain't bringing nothing to the table. And then she was like, ain't like now one of y'all rich, okay? But still, as of right now, she doing everything. She doing everything. And if he decide to be mad and they ain't got no prenup and then they ain't together no more, he could get all kinds of money up out of her that she already ain't got like that. And be looking crazy out here. For what? For what? Like, I cannot. She done got up and left from the table and everything. Like, she's done. She is tired. Her best friend is going after her right now. So right now they've been given tasks because they actually went into a little bit more depth as to why they weren't together for 2 months because of that email. So apparently, like I said earlier, he was emailing people. In his mind, he felt like she was flirting, so he decided to start flirting with random heifers through emails. She went through his tablet and saw what was going on, and to teach him a lesson, per her words, she just, cut off all communication with him. And that was like 3 months into the relationship. So either they got engaged at 3 months in or 5 months in, I don't know. But anyway, they still doing the most. So anyway, they've been given tasks, and he's going to have to meet up with somebody who has worked with Trey Songz and Justin Bieber and all this other stuff. And he's going to play his music, his tracks and all this other stuff. And she said that when they leave out of there, he's going to basically report back to her and let her know, and I guess him too, as to whether or not he's even decent enough to even be sitting up here doing all of this. And she's going to actually meet up with her best friend to explain why she left her out of the loop and hadn't been honest with her. So they about to go and do all this stuff now. Okay, y'all, so I'm actually shocked. Micah sounds decent. As far as him being a rapper, he's produced all this stuff. They played a couple of tracks, and I was like, okay. Like, in all honesty, it sounds like something I would have heard when I was listening to rap in the 90s, early 2000s coming up. Sounds to me more like some stuff that somebody would put out that's from New York from that era. But he said something on that first track called Rookie of the Year, talking about the 305. So he's somewhere talking about somewhere in Florida. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just like, okay. But he was decent. Her folks thought he was sounded decent. The dude, Mark the Mogul, who has won, prestigious awards for what he's done, he thought he was decent too. And, he explained to him how it goes, which is, it's hard. It's rough. Like, it's a lot to try to get into the game. And it takes a lot of sacrifice. He said that he has had a lot of favors. He's had people to allow him to sleep on their couches. One day he might have $1,000 in his bank account and the next $150,000, but that's something that's not guaranteed. Let's just be real. Nobody is guaranteed to just, despite, there are so many people, y'all already know this. There are so many people out there who have amazing talent, whether they can sing, dance, rap, any of that, play ball. They don't all get the opportunity to showcase it and get that type of a benefit and reward or whatever. So it's not guaranteed. So I feel like she, meaning Sherry, should put that on the back burner for now. Don't sit up here and take on a whole person. Like, girl, you ain't, to my knowledge, she ain't even got no kids. She's taking care of a grown man. She should have let him stay where he was, continue to be with him or whatever, if you still want to deal with him, despite all this stuff y'all had going on with the emails and the unnecessary flirting and all this other stupidity. And if he blow up, he blow up. If he don't, he don't. But he need to be bringing something to the table before he come at you about a ring. So she's talking to her best friend about how everything went down with the emails. And so she was like, you know, just what I suspected. She was embarrassed because apparently she didn't even know that they weren't talking for 2 months and all this other stuff. And so she was like, well, I was embarrassed. And she kind of made it into a thing where he was going to have to propose to her. So that's what he did. And she said that she felt a pressure that she needed to get married. So it's not something that she really even wanted to do. So she tried to make it seem like she's going to pull out of it and back off of that. And she told her best friend not to say nothing. So we're going to see if she actually going to pull the trigger when she's faced with him and everybody else later on. Oh, Lord, y'all. So we at the end of the episode, and this is the blessing ceremony, and we're trying to figure out, at least us and the best friend are trying to figure out if she is going to actually go through with what she said she was going to do. And so they're thanking everybody for coming and all that. And she starts in on her little speech, and she was like, I came here to be honest with everybody and all that. And so she ends up telling everybody that the engagement is off. You know, she didn't say it in a mean way or anything like that, but he is broken up about it. Took his glasses off, cried a little bit and all that, and, you know, everybody hugged it out, and they did a little confessional, and she was like, look, I had to realize that I was lying to myself when I accepted your proposal. And when I say yes to you, I really did mean that, because it's not something that I really wanted to do. So he is just like, well, dang, if you felt like that, I don't understand why you would say yeah, and it makes me feel like I wasted my time. So as of right now, they're saying that they are still together in a relationship. They're going to counseling, and their original date to get married, they are, let me make sure I look at it right. They are set to be married. Let me see if it happened. I think it happened last summer, or it's supposed to be this summer. Okay, this summer, July 26, 2020 is when they're supposed to get married, but only 2 family members even know that the engagement is back on. So it's like, y'all already doing the most again. You ain't being honest with everybody. Oh, he actually has a full-time job now. So I'm like, well, good. Now you can bring something to the table. Now, to me, that leads me to believe they're still living together too. So at least you're bringing something to the table. Girl, I know you feel a little bit better, because I would have been dying on the inside over here just supporting, and killing myself working to take care of a grown man. Anyway, maybe it'll work out for the best. Like I said, he did sound decent when it came to that. Even old dude was like, you sound good. You don't even look how you sound. I laugh because he really doesn't. I mean, if you were to judge somebody by how they look, you would not think that he would rap decent at all. But he's a pretty decent rapper, so I got to give him his due on that. But kudos to you for actually having a full-time job now and being able to support yourself and her, bills, whatever, all that good stuff. Anyway, y'all, thank you for hanging in there with me. This was a little longer than the last one because so much happens. Like when a lot of stuff happens, I want to, try my best to get all of it in. So I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Continue to pray for me and my family. I hope y'all have a good day, and I might come back later on. You never know. I'll talk to y'all later.